Hey everyone, welcome to yoga practice. I'm Brentan, and today we're going to be focusing on a short sequence to open up the mid-spine. So the part of the spine where the ribs attached, which is the part that tends to get stuck for a lot of us. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and get started in a comfortable seated position. And now in order to get comfortable, if you want to prop your feet up on a step stool or some yoga blocks, that's totally fine. We can start just by moving kind of naturally through our entire spine. So if we take our hands to our legs and then extend the spine by opening the chest, and then flex the spine by rolling back on the pelvis and rolling the chest in. And just kind of going in and out of that. And during this motion, I always like to reflect on the fact that the spine is made up of 24 movable pieces. And those 24 movable pieces attach to each other at more than 75 places. So what that means is that each vertebra, as it attaches to its neighbor, attaches in multiple places. And every single one of those multiple places, those more than 75 joints, there's movement potential in every single one of them. So as we move the spine here, let's see if we can get sensitive to the 24 movable pieces and then get sensitive to where those 24 movable pieces attach to each other and really ask ourselves, have I moved every single one of them? Because the answer is most likely no. Because we're gonna move wherever it's easy to move. And the way that's easy to move is how we moved yesterday. So when we're looking for new ranges of motion, it is gonna feel a little bit different. And then we can see here, coming back on up to what we feel is a neutral spine and a neutral pelvis. So if you wanted to kind of fold your pelvis forward and scoop it underneath, kind of similar to what we were just doing, but now emphasizing more of that in the pelvis. And then you can kind of see, like, where am I getting stuck? Where is it easy for me to move? Where is it more challenging? And we can see if we can land with the pelvis in an upright position where the spine is lengthened on top neutral. It's not straight because the spine has 4 natural curves. Rather, it's like just trying to get sensitive to, can I set each vertebra naturally on top of its neighbor the way it was designed? And then pressing down with the feet, activating the legs a little bit and seeing if we can get some axial extension. That's when each one of the vertebrae lift up from their neighbors, straight up. And so just breathing, maybe a little bit lower into the ribs, letting the face be nice and easy. All right, so we're gonna attempt to move the mid-spine where the ribs are while not moving really anything else, or at least anything below it. So we gotta pick a position for our arms, whether we wanna cross them in front, or while maintaining this neutrality in the spine, you can also lift them overhead and take them together. Now the caveat there, of course, is that the spine stays neutral. So if in an attempt to lift the arms, you do something kind of like this, all of a sudden that's not very specific, and so the benefits get a little bit more wishy-washy. So if we can commit to neutral, pick an arm variation, and now imagine that from the ribs down, we're sort of frozen in place. And so we're gonna need some muscular activity down here to help support that, because it's gonna be challenging to hold it still while the upper body moves. So now imagine just the vertebra where the ribs are. If we can rotate the right armpit towards the left knee, and then rotate down through center, and rotate the left armpit towards the right knee. And then see, can we peel open to like a true side bend where the chest is forward, we're tipping over the side of the pelvis, going back over the back of the pelvis, over to the left into a side bend, and then rolling that right armpit down. So see if we can take that one more time. Rolling through center, left armpit to right knee, opening up into a little side bend, going back over the pelvis, And let's change our direction. So we can just go back, true side bend over to the right, fold the left armpit towards the right knee, roll down through center, right armpit towards left knee, true side bend over the left side of the pelvis, going back, and one more time. And so we'll just kind of each be like a little free range here. And so feel free, hang out in any little part that feels good. Can go off script even, and just kind of make up your own way of moving. So as you feel ready, go ahead, release the arms down. Breathe a little bit deeper, just kind of see how you feel. And then to wrap up this whole session, let's go ahead and get up on our feet. It'll be important for the feet to just feel like they can ground down. So if you're barefoot, great. If you're wearing footwear, just make sure that it's footwear where you can feel the feet ground. You can ground your feet kind of any way you like. We do want to feel sort of activated from the feet all the way up here, because we're going to sort of rotate now and kind of twist ourselves out like a washcloth. So we want to be very deliberate with that. The way to be deliberate is to be activated. So feel your feet ground. I always kind of like wag out my knees a little bit until I can kind of feel my leg muscles turn on. We can feel the pelvis in neutral, the spine in neutral, the skull lifting, chest nice and open. Now from here, let's imagine that the spine is set on a flagpole. And so we want to respect the vertical nature of that flagpole. What we're going to do is we're going to rotate the spine piece by piece, starting up at the neck. So keeping the ears evenly lifted from the shoulders, let's turn the chin to look over the left shoulder. And don't turn anything else, only move your neck. And just go as far as you can. And then see, have you moved the neck off of the flagpole at all? Pull it back onto the flagpole so you're nice and vertical. See that your ears are evenly lifting. And now add the mid-spine where the ribs are. So turning the chest over to the left, try to keep your pelvis still for now. So you're just asking for movement in the neck and in the chest. And it's here, respect your flagpole, get your ears evenly lifted, get your armpits evenly lifted from your pelvis, and now start to turn the pelvis too. So you're winding all the way up as much as you can, trying to respect the vertical nature of the flagpole, and each piece is rotating actively to its max. Great job. When you're ready, unfurl back through center. And we'll go to the other side. So nice and lifted here. Keep your ears evenly lifted from your shoulder, but just turn your head to look over the right shoulder. And pause there, respect your flagpole, get your ears evenly lifted, then add in the mid-spine. Find your capacity there. See if you got a little bit more rotation in the neck, a little bit more rotation through the mid-spine. Respect your flagpole, get yourself evenly lifted, and then move from the pelvis, from the legs. Kind of wind yourself all the way up as much as you can, as much as you can. And we're done. Come on back. Whew. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that your spine feels a little bit more clear, you have a little bit more mobility, and just a little bit more awareness of that part of your body as we move on. So thanks so much for joining. I'll see you here next time.